Hi, I'm Richard from Electric Classic Cars, and I'm lucky enough to be able to drive some of the coolest electric classic cars in the world around these awesome mountain roads in Wales. What could be cooler than that?
Well, I tell you what could be better. How about an Alpine pass? I mean, just look at the scenery around it. Mountains are huge, the Alpine roads are epic, but what car to bring? How about the Ferrari Testarossa, boys and girls? That's the car I'm bringing here. But what could be better than one Ferrari Testarossa? How about two Ferrari Testarossas? Oh yeah, that's what we're doing today. Ferrari Testarossas in the Swiss mountain passes. Let's get into that. Look at this scenery, man. It's nuts. I can't even see the tops of the mountains. They're up in the clouds. We've got snowdrifts either side. Huge, like, mountains. We've got skiers here. It's a hard life, isn't it? We're just heading towards the Julia Pass now. In fact, we're right at the top of Julia Pass, coming from St. Moritz. That's a really famous pass in Switzerland because it's just got switchbacks and hairpins all the way up. Tim will probably put a photo of it up right now, and we're just about to do it going down, and what I'm looking forward to is going back up. Look at the size of the snowdrifts. Huge.
And the road's so good, isn't it? Look at the condition of it. Lovely, smooth. There's not much traffic on it. Ideal day for doing it.
This is the car to be doing this road on.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Oh, I don't think, apart from your Lotus maybe.
Yeah.
But then again, this handles like your Lotus with a better weight distribution now, just a bit wider.
Yeah.
And a lot more power.
Yeah, a lot more power.
Okay, we are now officially on the Julia Pass, Tim. Are you ready?
I am. I've been looking forward to this.
What suspension mode we got to put it in?
Well, we were in one, weren't we, on the journey down, because that's the most comfortable one, and
yeah.
It goes up to number 5 for track.
5's track.
Yeah.
So we want it probably.
So you want somewhere in between, like 3.
Is that what it's on now?
Have a look. What are we on?
Yeah, that's on
3.
3.
Okay.
Okay, you good to go? Strapped in?
Yeah.
Everybody ready at home? Here we go.
Yeah. I'm holding the seat.
Hold on to the bars. We'll take it to Mars. There's hairpin after hairpin.
So this is the semi-active suspension. Intelligently controlling the suspension as it goes around the corners, depending on.
Yeah, so it's got anti-dive.
Anti-Dave.
And anti-dive, yeah. Pitch and yaw, everything is controlled. About, I think it's like hundreds of times a second. It's sensing the road conditions and acting on it. Sorry, I'm concentrating on the road because I tell you what, this is one hell of a road.
So how's it performing then? What do you think about the suspension? Is it?
Oh, this is the thing, right? So the Testarossa is a GT car, and everybody's like when we said we're going to do a track comparison. Everybody's going, "Oh, the Testarossa's not really a track car. It's not really a sports car. It's a GT tourer." What we've done here, with converting it to electric and improving the weight distribution, putting the semi-active suspension on, and putting all this power into it, it's turned it into a sports car, whilst maintaining that like touring car credentials.
So you stick it into 1 for being a GT, and you stick it into 3 or even 5 for being a sports car,
Yeah.
or 5 for a track car.
And normally it's always compromise. It's always a compromise.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a GT tourer more than it's a sports car. It's a sports car, but I wouldn't want to go long distance in it. This has everything. We've actually created a car that I don't think exists. It's a GT tourer sports car. Comments below. Is there another car that's a GT tourer sports car that ticks all the boxes? I don't think there is, modern or classic. I tell you what, I love the way an electric car sets you up perfectly in a corner. And petrol heads won't understand this, but I'll try and explain it. So I'm coming up to a hairpin here now, on the throttle, slightly off the throttle, regen's kicked in, it's braking it, onto the throttle again, hits the apex, bang, and we're out. I've not even moved my foot. I haven't had to go onto the brake, I haven't changed gears, no clutch, there's no engine braking. All you're doing is really accurately braking into a corner, again, regen, hit the apex, back on, and all I'm doing is this with my foot. It's a super accurate way of getting the most out of the car.
Because that's quite bizarre, because I'm watching your foot now, it's not touching the brake on all those hairpins. If you were in a petrol car now, you'd have been on the brakes, wouldn't you? Coming up
remember
to
in the
take
rally
speed
car,
out.
I was like this. Left foot braking a lot. And people might say, oh, it's not as engaging, but I tell you what, it's really accurate. And what it changes the way you drive, because what you're doing now is really accurately, like laser pointed, accurate, getting your lines right.
And if you talk about engagement, Claire, you talk about engagement, you've still got to manage that pedal, haven't you, to give you the correct braking and acceleration performance.
And my eyes are still out on stalks, and I'm still super engaged.
And I'm still
drive.
grabbing the seat.
Exactly. But it's just really accurately hitting those lines. So again, we're straight here now, and just coming off the throttle, the regen's kicking in, it's sending up lovely. Just get the apex right, and slowly introduce the throttle, and then there's another switch back here. I tell you what, this switch back after switch. Oh, there we go, full lock. Floor it. I could do this all day. Right, we're up right on the tops of the Juliet Pass now. I think it's 2,300 metres.
Yeah.
There's snow drifts at the height of double-decker buses. It's freezing out there, we know, because Tim's been out filming and moaning about how cold he's been. But in
it's
here,
warm enough in here, is it?
Toasty.
Oh,
And that's the beauty of an electric car, because you put on the heating, instant heat. And everybody's probably, hasn't got electric cars, probably thinking, oh yeah, it drains a battery, your range will be half. Absolute rubbish. I don't notice the range coming down with having the heating on in this. In fact, I'd probably say having the pop-up headlights up probably reduces the range more, because they're so big and the aerodynamics is like a paper bag or a big bag outside, like a parachute against the wind.
Well, it's good to know you've been nice and warm all day in here while I've been standing out freezing in the filming.
You need to man up, mate.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's pretty clear to everybody that's watched this channel, I'm a massive fan of this car. And I'm having a lot of fun, not just driving it over to St. Moritz, but actually on these windy mountain passes. But more importantly, I'm interested to find out how Euros likes this car, the customer who's in the Testarossa behind us. So I think now it's time for me to kind of hand over to a customer to see what he honestly thinks of this Ferrari Testarossa. So we're going to pull over and let Euros have a chat for a change. So here we are on the top of the Juliet Pass, which is nearly 2,300 metres high. In case you're wondering why I've got a silly woolly hat on, we've got snow in the back. In fact, that's like a 7-foot tall snowdrift behind us, and it's nearly May. It's nearly May, isn't it?
Oh, well, it is, yeah.
It's freezing, but I'm always rabbiting on about how great these cars are. So I thought I'd ask Euros for his opinion. I've been driving these for 3 days now. So you've been driving continental driving now for 2 days, 1,000 miles to get here, so typical GT driving, and we've had some fun today on these mountain passes. Go on, honestly now, what do you think of these cars?
Well, we've been talking about this for, was it 2 years? We've been
2
looking
years we
forward to this
started,
date.
yep.
When we first
Concept.
the concept was born.
Yeah.
Today's been like Christmas Day. Yeah, we were so excited this morning, Sean. We the drive down was super easy, comfortable. It was on mode number 2 on the way down.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about the suspension mode now, because we've got everything from track mode at 5 right the way to soft on 1. So what were you on the way down?
Well, 2. Just have a bit of a... 2.
Me and Tim were on lazy boy mode.
On lazy one. On the roundabouts, catching up with you. Just unbelievable. Just super easy. The charging network was easy.
It was, wasn't it?
Plug in.
Switzerland and France, I found, was so simple charging, because all the chargers, there was chargers in every service station, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And it was just click, contactless, go and have something to eat.
Yeah.
Simple.
The Tesla ones, what I found, the problem with the Tesla ones was we'd go in with Sean for a drink, and it was like, it's ready.
Yeah.
It's charged.
They're too quick.
You've got to drink your tea quick, it can be charged.
I said that on camera when we were driving around him. I said, Elon Musk, do us a favour, slow him down, because I'm not a fast eater.
No, well, I am a fast eater, but I was pushing my limit.
But for GT cruising, like these cars were invented for, if you like, I think converting them to electric has not detrimentally affected that whatsoever, has it?
No. None at all, no.
But as far as today is concerned, when we've been having fun in the mountains, what do you think of them?
We've been up and down this pass so many times.
It's like a racetrack, it's brilliant.
Yeah, and of course we do get a few contenders joining our run.
That black Porsche GT, whatever it was, had a good attempt.
I think
we kept on going backwards every time we floored it.
I think if you'd taken it back to the garage.
Yeah, there must be something wrong with it.
But the power on the Regen, we could go down this pass without touching the brake.
Yeah, that's true.
It was perfect, the Regen and the acceleration. And I just checked now, we haven't used even a quarter of the battery.
I haven't even looked,
No. It's been, and it's instant torque. Fantastic.
So you've enjoyed it then?
I have, and I'm really, for us as a company, we need to have this confidence. When you come to sell, because we've commissioned these cars.
Correct. Yeah.
Because they will be for sale, like the other cars you've done for us in the last few months and years. In our new showroom in Oxford, but now I can put the passion. I can tell future owners. Yeah. What an amazing trip we've had. I mean, Sean, it's just been... Have you enjoyed yourself, Sean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if you get a potential customer in these cars, let them drive it, they're sold.
Yeah.
Job done.
Yeah.
Ain't it, Sean?
Yeah.
You've had a whale of a time. I've seen you in the passenger seat, going like this, taking photos. Brilliant.
But of course, Sean has driven this one, Moggy. The 3D twin.
Oh, you had me worried there. I was thinking, what? You've let Sean drive these. So this is a 3D computer-generated, twin in the metaverse or whatever it is. You can tell how old I am now.
Yeah. Well, we can spend more time on getting on that. But in essence, we scanned this one.
Yeah.
Was scanned to millimetre perfect.
Yeah.
And then we made it drivable. And we created an environment in Unreal Engine.
Gotcha.
That we called initially Desert Oasis.
Yeah.
So you can drive your car. So you buy one of our cars, and you get a twin, so your children can drive and take some ownership of the car.
Or if there's a blizzard and you can't drive, then you can do it in the comfort of your own home in virtual reality.
Yeah. Well, I think after this trip, I think we'll be recreating this pass.
Do you need some help doing that, by the way? Me and Tim will come back for that one.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. We'll have to come back just to double check the measurements.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. I think a positive thumbs up from the customer.
Thumbs up, Sean.
Thumbs up.
Amazing.
Thumbs up in the pockets for that gold.
And thank you, Tim.
Job done. Right, come on. We're freezing. Let's go and drive some cars again. Get the heating on.
Yeah.
we set off this morning with 3/4 of a tank of electrons, and we've been out pretty much most of the day. What time is it now?
Oh, it's 5:15.
Is it? Oh, it's
it's
12 o'clock.
1/4 beer o'clock, yeah.
So we're heading back down into St Moritz, and we're still just above half, and we've had literally a full day of fun out there in the mountains. And one thing I love about coming downhill is regen braking is putting all that energy, not quite all of it, but a good percentage of that energy back in the battery. So for the past, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, been coming down, that amps gauge has been in the positive, which means it's just been putting the energy back in. Now you don't get that with a petrol car, do you? Imagine that with a petrol car going downhill and it magically puts petrol back in the tank.
And you're not wasting all that energy and, you know, pollution and things with brake dust, are you?
I haven't touched the brakes.
Yeah.
I bet, in fact, let's do that when we get at the bottom here, right? Just to show everybody out there, I'm going to touch the brake disc. Now, we've been going downhill, hairpins, booting it actually, and normally in a petrol car, you would not, and I repeat, do not touch the brake disc after you do something like this. But just so you can see, like a myth-busting thing here now, I'm going to touch the brake disc at the bottom here and prove that electric cars don't pollute more with brake dust because they're heavier, etc, etc. Because I have hardly used the brakes coming down 2,000 metres down to whatever St Moritz is at on these hairpin bends. We've just got to the bottom of that pass now. I'm going to pull over quickly, find a safe place to pull out, pull it up just there. And I want to prove that these brake discs are not hot to the touch. Right. Okay, so quickly get out before everybody goes, oh, they've cooled down. Right, I better just check. That's freezing. Well, not quite freezing, it's a little bit warm. But I'm touching.
But you'll have some warmth off the hub.
Both hands, the brake disc. Now, that is something you cannot do with a petrol car when you come down a mountain pass like that, which is on the brakes all the time. In fact, look, there you go, just proof, you're touching the brakes. Now, myth busted there, I think. Brake dust and brake pads and brakes do not get used more with an electric car. That is rubbish. Now, Tim's just looked up how many miles this car's done in the last 18 years. How many miles was it?
1,000 miles in 18 years.
So 1,000 miles in 18 years, and we've just covered the same distance in one journey.
Yeah, and we'll be doubling that, won't we, by the time we get home?
That's very true. See, that in a nutshell is what converting classic cars to electric is all about for me. It's enabling you to have a classic car and use it regularly, or even possibly as a daily driver.
Yeah.
To me, it's like converting an old Georgian house to, you know, which has fireplaces in every room, to modern central heating. It's still an old Georgian house, but now you can enjoy it on a day-to-day basis more than when it had old coal fireplaces in every single room. I mean, okay, you lose a little bit with, let's say, the noise of the engine or the smell of the old fireplace or whatever in that Georgian house analogy, but then you gain in spades in things like better performance, better handling, better reliability, less maintenance. In all those aspects you gain, and in the end result you've got a car that you can use as regular as a modern car. Well, like all good things, this adventure's got to come to an end, I'm afraid, because we've got to set off home this morning. But what an adventure we've had. We've enjoyed every single minute of this trip over to St Moritz, and it's not just the car, but also the scenery and the roads, but the car has made it for us, because I've been surprised by the fact that we all knew the Testarossa was a good Grand Tourer, right? And we've proved, and I've confirmed myself, that it's still a fantastic Grand Tourer, set at cruise control, 70 miles an hour on the French motorways, which is a legal speed limit, I'll let you know, and it just gobbles up those miles. Really comfortable. But at the same time, once you get into the Alpine passes, it turns into a sports car.
And there's not many cars out there you can say are a good Grand Tourer and a good sports car. They're normally a compromise. But the sports car nature of this comes alive in those Alpine passes. The Tesla motor with its low down torque, the better weight distribution, the low down gravity, the semi-active suspension from Tractive that Raceshocks in the UK put on, the lower profile tyres, the wider tyres from Michelin, those Pilot Super Sports. It all together makes a fantastic package of a car, and I absolutely loved driving it on this 1,000 mile journey. And thanks to Banzu for allowing us to do this journey with their 2 amazing electric Ferrari Testarossas. And I think Euros is staying here for another couple of days in the other Testarossa and is going to go skiing. But we've got to set off home, unfortunately, because we've only really achieved half of this journey, because it's not a 1,000 mile road trip, it's actually 2,000 miles, isn't it, Tim?
That's right, we've got to get back yet. We're only halfway.
So, on that note, we've got to set off into this beautiful picturesque landscape and gobble up some more miles. So, on that note, I hope you've enjoyed this epic adventure, and we'll see you on the next episode.